everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the Slowest Blitz, where we are playing Asphodel. It's turn 69. Let's jump in. We got 600 gold from Naba for some gems and some blood slaves. I thought we were getting a Moonvine bracelet, but I guess I am misremembering that. Maybe we get one later. I don't know. I can't really recall. We did a couple of other things, right? Some more vial water. We're trying to truck along with that. Some more Carrion centaurs, some more site searching, augury, no more, and auspex. We didn't find anything. And another twiceborn. We get attacked in Forest of the Lost. By those two thugs yet again. But we moved a bunch of mannequins in there this time around. So they hold, and of course they come in, and immediately, as soon as they connect, you can see they just delete a square, which is fine. Delete another square, almost delete another square. The Frostbrand does not do nearly as much with the cold resistance of the mannequins, but already you can see, right, like defense skill is harassed down to 15, defense skill harassed down to 5. This guy's at 22 fatigue, this other guy's already at 136, right? And this is just what, like 30 Carrion horses or something like that. They're not even fully surrounded. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we beat them, but it looks like they ran off, except they did not run off. That is not how that happened this time around. In reality, we fully enclosed them. They were unable to... I say they were unable to fully... I say we fully enclosed them. I don't actually think we even fully enclosed them. I think we fatigued their mounts before they could get out. Because in this one, if we check, right, we'll see. We see that guy dies, but his mount did not get fatigued. And this guy is fully fatigued, but his mount is not fatigued. So that guy dies. Oh, maybe that is what happened. Maybe they both just died. And the mounts run. But I don't remember the mounts running originally. Maybe they did. Either way, we either fully fatigued both them and their mounts and killed them all, or we just sniped the commanders off the top of the mounts, which is just kind of funny. But, you know, we find a firebrand, a dragon helmet, and a frostbrand. This is just such a funny thing to me. In the intricacies in this particular matchup in Man versus Asphodel, because these types of commanders, these Knights of Avalon, and the way they're kitted out with the bless that they have, right? Like, these guys could take on a lot of different PD. Obviously, they take on my PD, right? But not just that, they could take on a lot of, you know, chaff being thrown into a province. Like, if you took a bunch of lower tier units and threw them at a province in the hopes of catching these commanders, much like we've done here, right? Most of the time, I would say that a lot of these knight commanders would butcher, right, their opposition. But it's very specifically the whole fatigue mannequin setup that fucks these guys over, and it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild to see how good mannequins match up to something like this, versus how badly they match up to Knights of Avalon, right? Like, so this is a Knight Commander of Avalon, but it's the force strength in numbers, I guess, which is wild because, you know, we always have the numbers, But it's like these two Knight Commanders get surrounded, fatigued out. 10 Knights of Avalon would have probably, maybe not, but I'd say probably 10, because there's 200 here. 10 Knights of Avalon. First off, they would have obliterated this stack of Carrion horses without much of anything, right? And then you see how these guys are just kind of like noodle lines in. They would have obliterated this. It would be dead, and then they would hit, kill, right? And just absolutely destroy. 10 might be optimistic. Maybe like 15. But the point is like it's so interesting to me, the scale of numbers that matters, and what is good against or works against Asphodel and what doesn't work against Asphodel. Because this would work against a lot of nations, but not Asphodel. it's just kind of wild. Anyway, so that's a nice thing. You know, is it the end of the world for man? No, not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. A minor inconvenience or annoyance at most. What else we got going on? We're gonna watch this battle in the fortress, Forbidden Fortress, or Forbidden Forest first, because there's really not much going on here. It's just a bunch of archers, which I think is weird. I'm not sure why archers are listed as the gate guards when there are militia here. It would make more sense to me that the militia are locked as the gate guards and then the archers are here. I'm not going to report it or anything like that because I don't know that I care that much. Especially in this situation, it probably wouldn't have mattered. But, I mean, it might have caused me... Not might have. It would have caused me more losses if we had militia locked here, and then these archers had been able to kind of like walk up and then fire into the gap, you know? As it is, those archers kind of just get screwed. And it takes us less time to get through. Although, as you can see, right, it still takes us a while to get through the militia. And all the while, the infinite ammo archers on the top are doing their things. I actually really like that. I know I probably sounded bitter when I said infinite ammo archers. And don't get me wrong, right? Like, the infinite ammo archers on the garrisons have caused me untold grief in various games. But I think it's good. I think it makes a lot of sense to do something like that. Because, you know, they're in a fortification. They should have supplies there, right? Like, they should have barrels of arrows next to their positions on the walls. It makes a lot of sense. So, we lose 42 Carrion in this random situation. Sure, we killed a favorable ratio. We didn't have to, really dedicate too terribly much to this. It's just annoying that we just, no battle or anything like that. Just event was like, yeah, this province is no longer yours. I hate that event. Okay, let's take a look at this battle in Tenera. So this is the big stack of Draconians that we're just kind of following around. Nothing doing too much here. Yeah. He don't got much. That's a big... Well, that's a lot of dead Abyssians. I say a lot of dead Abyssians. Some dead Abyssians. They're causing a lot of fires. Might actually... Yeah, he kills 13 Draconians, Honestly, not the worst in the world. And then we get to see probably the most interesting thing this turn, and that is a battle between Agartha and Nabah in the Mountains of... And holy shit, Agartha brought things to the fucking table. God, about damn time. Okay, Agartha, what do you got going on? You've got a couple of magma children out front with some Olm sages. I like this little hill. This is actually kind of cool. I like the updated terrain in Dominion 6. I think it gives a lot of personality. The trees, the shrubs, the rocks, right? All of that stuff. So yeah, we've got some magma children spruced out in front with some Olm sages. Like we've got personal gems, water gems. We've got a bunch of golem crafters. The gems come out. Two flanks of them. We got a strong central core of shard guard backed by sentinels. Pretty nice. Long line of great olms, and you can see the big boys. A host of the oracles of the ancients, along with some other guys mixed in. Adepts of the Iron Order. Kind of cool. Some great olm sages. We have more Great Olm Sages, more Oracles of the Ancients, and a Golem sitting in the backfield. Interesting. And then another line of Sentinels. And then way in the back, we've got some Shard Whites, hopefully probably catching some Flyers, and we've got a Black Hawk crew. And on the Nabah side, this is the same stack I think that we've seen kind of floating around. We've got a bunch of Janguard in various different locations. We've got a bunch of Spearmen. We've got a small group of Adites. And now we have a core of Sylphs. This has got to be mercenaries. I bet this is mercenaries, right? Like these swordsmen and spearmen are probably merc groups. Yeah, it looks like it. Clovis the captain. This fucking... from Mountains of Mist. And the Sylphs are also a mercenary group, so that's pretty interesting. Get a whole bunch of Mukaribs. So here, got a couple of Malakas. Pretty interesting. I am so excited to see Agartha out in force. I am a little concerned. We know that Nabah has been using Soaring Army. So I'm a little concerned that there's not more that there's not bodyguards on all of these mages. I kind of feel like the fight is going to come to Agartha. And, you know, one of the things that I think you can do with Agartha, I think you can just can't you just put Great Olms on as bodyguards? And they're still just going to sit there and Mind Blast, right? So it's not like they've got 100 range. They don't run, this isn't it doesn't have any ammunition. They don't run out of ammunition. They're just gonna sit there and Mind Blast. So rather than have them in this old big line, you could probably just have them on bodyguard, and they're still gonna do their thing, right? And I think there's enough sentinels here. Yeah, there's a shit ton of sentinels. Obviously not for all of your golem crafters. You wouldn't have bodyguards for all of them. But I think there's enough sentinels here that you could probably, you know, throw your Olm Sages and your Oracles of the Ancient, either Great Olm bodyguards or Sentinel bodyguards. Because I'm worried that Soaring Army is going to come out. These guys are definitely on hold and attack, right? But I'm worried that they get around here, and then you've just kind of got this thick mass that gets enveloped, potentially, by a bunch of Janguard. Either way, it looks like Agartha has come out in full force. We're talking gems all over the place. Gonna probably be a lot of earth elementals, a lot of water elementals, it looks like. And I'm expecting big earth spells. Doesn't look like he's got much in the way of gear. which is a little surprising at this point. Let's do a high overview. So many spells. All right, the sylphs are already in, and exactly this, right? Like, we don't even have the Jan causing issues yet, but some of the sylphs landed out front, and then some of the sylphs are in this central point, and this guy's already stunned, right? Hope he wasn't doing anything important. This guy has a bunch of earth gems. So presumably he is going to do something important. And he's got a sylph right next to him. He could get stunned before he even gets a chance to do it. Or he might have gotten interrupted. Ah, ha 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 ha. Okay. We got a bunch of earth elementals. Oh, shit. Oh, looks like rather than water elementals, we've got these Olm Sages doing wave warriors, so that's pretty cool. Just a metric shit ton of earth elementals. We've got marble warriors going up. We've got some group iron skin, some hordes of skeletons. We've got quicknesses, arrow wards, quicknesses, iron skins, gifts of formlessness, etc., etc. This guy bothers me that he has this many gems and has not done anything yet. We got divine channeling coming out from the side of Nabah. Bunch of body ethereal. Basically just get the whole line real quick, and that way maybe they won't do it later. Summon Earth Power. This guy is probably going to do some Marble Warriors. Personal Mistform. Wailing Winds about to come up. Smokeless Flame. I don't know that I've ever seen. Steel Slice Warriors. I don't know that you're going to get that off, buddy. I mean, you'll get it off, but... Oh, no, he got it. Got it. Steel Slice Warriors. Not doing the Soaring Army, it looks like. So, Wailing Winds, Divine Channeling, not doing the Soaring Army. Maybe suspecting that Agartha was going to arrange for it. But I think, I mean, if you Soaring Armied at this point, or pretty, you know, like right before this, you would probably have a situation where obviously you're risking getting attacked, like them just moving back and attacking you, but there's a lot of open mages. Interesting on the Steel Slice Warriors. Army regeneration. Ah, okay, there it is. Soaring Army is up now. Now, this northern section did kind of get wrecked, but we've got Jan in the back. The only issue is now, right, the way this worked out is all those Sentinels that were in the back, they walked forward into the line of Great Olms, and then they didn't, like, walk around or through the line of Great Olms. So they just kind of got stuck there, and now they're all in the back. But again, you can see this kind of like open front is an issue. Did we just get... Yeah, we just got Army of Giants up. Wonder if these guys are on advance and cast spell. They are not. We got some Communion Slaves going on here and some Communion Masters. Kind of interesting. Most of the Earth Elementals are... Well, no, there's still a fair amount of them. How much of an issue are they creating? Group Iron Skin. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting situation. Nabaa does have all of this shit in the back, but it's not getting chopped down very quickly. These sentinels are very strong, and they're kind of getting blasted in the face with things like blade winds, right? And there was just enough protection around a lot of these mages that they're still doing their thing. I think the Great Olms are kind of the weakness here, is maybe if you can kill off these and then start to work down the side. Ooh, that's bad though. All of these sentinels are coming back. Yike. I'm not sure this is going to end well for Nabaa, actually. Yeah, I think... Yeah, Agartha just finally brought enough to the table to matter. Wow. This is going to be a lot of lost units for Nabaa. I don't think this is going to be like Agartha suddenly wins the war against Nabaa, but this is a painful battle. 100 units lost on the side of Agartha. Lost 7 Golem Crafters. Who cares about 28 Blackhawks? Actually, like, between the Blackhawk and the Great Hawk and the Blackhawks, didn't really lose 100 units. Lost 70 units, you know? 9 Great Olms, the 26 Magma Children, which, you know, you lost all the Magma Children, but they killed one to 2, right? So, pretty decent. That's fucking big. Yeah, 3 Sentinels die. They get 104 kills. 23 Shard Guard die, 7 Shard Whites die. Yeah, these guys are just extremely difficult to deal with when you have... You know, they were sitting at, like, protection 27, right? Protection 27. That's off of their bless alone, with the reconstruction. Huh. That's just extremely difficult to deal with from a just attack-based scenario, right? Like, Steel Slice Warriors, obviously one of the ways that you can kind of get through that, right? High enough damage. Steel Slice Warriors gonna cut through half their armor, but even at 27 armor, with regeneration, I mean, half regeneration. Oh, but they have they are slash resistant, so they're taking. God, that's tough to deal with. That's really tough to deal with. 211 units. Yeah. Lost 3 Saharas, 8 Mukaribs, a Windmaster, lost 72 Jan Guard. Yikes. And yeah, the Spearmen, the Swordsmen, and the Sylphs, those are all mercs. So honestly, they only brought like 2/3 of what we're actually looking at here. So, not as significant losses as it actually looks like. Because, I mean, who cares about the mercs at the end of the day, right? Like, that being said, 72 Jan Guard is nothing to sneeze at. Losing 8 Mukaribs is not fun. Losing 3 Saharas or Sahir is not fun. You know, so not a cataclysmic loss for Nabaa, but still a painful one. And really, I gotta say, like, why not earlier? If an army like this had marched on me, I don't know, 20 turns ago when Agartha first attacked me, I might have won, right? Because we had everything there still, right? I might have won, but but it would have been incredibly costly for me. And I think even if I had one, I think I would be dead in the next couple turns, because either another army coming from Agartha would put me down. I wouldn't be able to replenish my losses, basically. Another army from Agartha would have put me down, or Man would have just jumped in and put me down as well. That being said, right, like, how does that help Agartha if they send a massive army at me and I barely win, and then Man takes all the spoils? So I do kind of get that concept, but it does go to show that Agartha could have fought me, could have, like, really caused issues for me. And a goodly portion is obviously, right, like, this doesn't tell enough of a tale in the idea that, you know, these Sentinels killed 104 units, sure, but the mages being there makes a difference. You know, like, we saw those blade winds coming out. We saw, you know, the various buffs that got tossed out here or there. Those can make the difference in these big fights. All those earth elementals would have fucked me. Like, holy shit, they absolutely would have fucked me. Having the quickness applied absolutely probably would have made the difference. He had a whole bunch of Olm Sages here throwing out quickness left and right. This type of army, which isn't significantly larger of a force, but just has so many more mages, would have put the nail in my coffin several turns ago. But instead, I got to live forever. Who wants to live forever? Pretty fun battle. We saw Nabah get the better of two big fights, and then Agartha brought actual forces to bear, and we see, oh hey, they can't actually fight. That being said, I don't know that it matters at this point. I think it's too late, right? Like, these losses for Nabah hurt, but they're not the end of the world. These losses for Agartha, right, like, this is a good victory in a war of equal footing. But it's not a war of equal footing. It's a war where Nabah has two provinces, two caps, and most of the provinces around those two caps. Agartha is kind of locked into the underground with not a lot of room for other options. So losing what they lost here is going to be painful. And while they only lost 3 Sentinels, they did lose most of the rest of their chaff. I guess their Great Olms are sticking around, right? But they did still lose a lot of other units. Still used a lot of gems, right? I don't know how replaceable all those gems are. I mean, they have Earthblood Deepwell, so they're getting a shit ton of earth, right? But they used a lot of water in there. The Golem used a bunch of Astral, so I'm not sure how replaceable a lot of this stuff is. But I'm very interested to see where this goes in the very near future. Fingers crossed, hopefully we'll be able to watch things. Unexpected event in Kepria, a volcano! Gained 108 unrest, minus 100 population, and plus 1 heat. I assume that this is a percentage of population, and we only lost 100 population because there's already basically no one living there. I think, obviously, this is a bad event, but I think events like this are neat because obviously it sucks to lose a shit ton of your population and gain a billion unrest, but you also get a smoking mountain out of it, and I think that's cool. I think it'd be even cooler if you could send like a fire mage there and recruit, like, you know, like the Lake of Living Water, if you could, like, recruit low tier fire elementals from it, like, that would be really neat. I wish sites did more things. I just wish sites did more things. But I think this is a really cool event. Unexpected event in Imicton. suddenly very restless, and a substantial part of the population has left their homes in search of adventure. 220 people leave, and we get 21 unrest. Is that like all of the people there? No, we got that's a lot of the people there, but not all of the people there. Okay. Our scouts keep getting found everywhere, and I hate it. Oh, I'm done. But we keep finding scouts, so that's kind of tit for tat. What are we doing this turn? We have not a lot of crazy stuff going on. Couple of things of note. We are attacking into New Coast. Just sending out a raiding party. Smaller stack. Not really expecting much out of this, but we'll see. Moving a bunch of mannequins around in various different locations. The big things are we are attacking in Kingdom of Dara with Payon, and we are attacking in Bycliff with fucking Lucky. So if we take either of these, great. If we don't, I mean, that's okay. Mission accomplished either way. They're twice born. The hope is that they get something, get a couple things, and then die. Basically, just cause a ruckus and then die. And we'll see how that goes. In the matter of causing a ruckus and dying, we are attacking Sylvania with Carrion. Again, twice born. Now, it's possible that he, it's at that point in the game where he could have things like Soul Slay, just like set up to deter this type of stuff. It's entirely possible, but we haven't done anything like this yet, so I'm hoping he's not thinking about it. Also, he doesn't have easy access to Astral, so there's that. He does have easy access to Glamour, though, and there's the possibility that instead of Soul Slay, he has, like, charms set up in places to try to catch things like this. But again, we haven't done anything like this so far, so I'm hoping he's not really expecting it, and we're just going to get some killed off Panic Apostates. We're doing another Twice Born for that very purpose. Doing more Vile Water. Doing some more arcane probing because we can't do it every turn, and we're forging a Thistle Mace. So no Carrion Centaurs this turn, because we are forging a Thistle Mace and holding onto our nature gems as Abysia is under siege. So we are hopeful that Second Son and Mother Oak are about to go down. And, it's extremely unlikely. Extremely unlikely. If these two go down, it most likely the competition for those two open slots is going to be ridiculously fierce. There's almost no way that we're going to be the one who gets in. Because what we would really need is we would need to get in first, and then pray that no one else casts Mother Oak, or we just get lucky on the randoms and no one bumps our global. But we're at the point in the game where it's kind of like, what else are we doing? So we might as well try. If we succeed, we're sitting at 26 nature gems a turn, and we just start shitting out other things. And maybe we go with our concept of like forwarding up our back, and start again trading for more money and throwing down temples to prevent ourselves from being dom killed, right? Like, just having the extra gems gives us the opportunity to potentially make different choices. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Up to over 1,000 in Asphodel, 474 in Shade Forest, 1581 in Shadowglade. We're popping. We're generating a lot of mannequins now. Which is really kind of cool. I played a bunch of single player stuff prior to playing this game, But this was my first real multiplayer game in Dominion 6. And obviously, right, like I came in trying to learn a lot of different things. And I have played Asphodel before in Dominions 5, but it had been ages. And I got so focused on random things, particular things throughout the game, that I really lost sight of just the joy of spawning a billion mannequins. And it's really, I talked about this last turn, I think, where every time I open the turn now, I just have this, like, 10 or 15 minute, like, session of going to all of my various locations and double-clicking and dropping mannequins into the right groups and things like that. And it's just, I don't know, it feels good. It just feels good. I kind of want to play Asphodel again, with the better knowledge that I have going in, and the buffs, right? Like, because that's the other thing, is Asphodel got a big buff patch, 20-something turns into this game, which I don't think was, like, make or break for me, or anything like that for clarity. I think I just chose to focus on the wrong things and didn't fight when I should have fought. I had a couple of PowerPoints where I should have fought against man, and I didn't, because I didn't understand particular things about it. And then also, like, I just should have really focused on more Carrion centaurs from the very beginning. Like, at 8 gems a pop, you get so much value out of this motherfucker. It doesn't feel like you do, because you're like, oh, that's 8 gems, and it's only 3 mannequins a turn. That's not. It is. It's a big deal. It's absolutely a big deal, because you're like, oh, it's only 3 mannequins a turn. No, that's 30 mannequins every 10 turns, and if you have 10 of them, right, that's 300 mannequins every 10 turns. And if you have 100 of them, right, like, it's just, it gets to be, and you're like, in your head, you're like, yeah, but that's a bajillion nature gems. I should be doing other things with that. Yeah, you can do other things with that. But that's so many mannequins. It takes a lot to deal with those mannequins until you run up against Abysia, who has Fire Shield, and then your mannequins are all killed by, like, 5 thugs with Fire Shield. Sadness. Anyways, I am waxing on poetic about random things. We're keeping eyes on everything. We've got, we're pretty close. 3 turns to Army of Rats. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.